The president was seen off at Entebbe International Airport by the Vice President, Jessica Alupo. Others at the airport who saw him off included the Minister for Presidency, Honorable Millie Babalanda, Head of the Public Service and Secretary to Cabinet, Lucy Nachobye, Commissioner General of Prisons, Dr. Johnson Byabashaija, Major General Abel Kandeho, and the Joint Chief of Staff, Uganda Police, and Commander Air Force, Lieutenant General Charles Okidi. The police is hunting for suspects who allegedly attempted to attack Nakulabye police station in Kampala. It is alleged that the station guard on duty spotted unidentified armed persons approaching the station. He opened fire, forcing them to flee, abandoning an AK-47 magazine with 5 rounds of ammunition. Deputy Police Spokesperson, Kampala Metropolitan Police, Luko Yesigire, confirms the incident.
A team of officers at Nakulabye Police has foiled an attempt to attack their police station by unidentified persons. The incident happened today, Wednesday, at about 4 a.m. It is alleged that one of our officers was on duty as a station guard when he spotted an unidentified armed person approaching the station from the western direction. The officer immediately discharged bullets towards the alleged attacker, forcing him to flee, abandoning an AK-47 magazine with 5 rounds of ammunition. A team of investigators with the help of canine followed the direction of the attacker, but unfortunately they could not successfully trace for them. Investigations into the matter have commenced, aided by CCTV cameras, to try to identify the attackers and their movement. We commend the police officer on duty for the vigilance exhibited.
Luko Yesigire, Deputy Police Spokesperson, Kampala Metropolitan. Now the presiding apostle of the born-again faith, Dr. Joseph Serwadda, appealed to Christians to take precautionary measures issued by government to avoid the spread of the deadly Ebola virus disease or else risk losing their lives. According to the Ministry of Health, statistics on Ebola virus are over 25 people succumbing to the disease over the last 2 months, and scores are undergoing treatment in different isolation centers designated by the Line Ministry in Mubende District, Kasanda, Porto City, Kampala and Entebbe Municipality. Pastor Serwadda made the remarks at a media briefing on the Passover festival scheduled for 31st December at Chambogo University grounds.
We are coming to the end of the year where so many festivities are held, and these will attract so many people in different gatherings as people converge to bid farewell and welcome the new year. In regard to this, as the born-again faith, we shall be working as a fraternity hand in hand with the Ministry of Health to ensure that the standard operating procedures put in place are adhered to. I would also like to commend the frontline health workers for their tireless efforts and dedication and commitment to control the pandemic. This year's Passover Festival shall be held at the Chambogo University cricket grounds. It's because there are renovations going on at the Nambole Stadium. And you should be aware of the renovations of the stadium. And this stadium cannot be ready for us to host this year's festival there.
All right, now the Minister for Presidency, Millie Babalanda, has urged the public to appreciate their leaders' vision and transformative ideas as they make a choice. She said President Yoweri Museveni, on his part, has proved to be a resilient leader with solutions to the problems of Uganda. Babalanda said this while meeting Mbarara local leaders. Let's take a look.
Honorable Minister, we appreciate your coming here.
So much of numbers of years one spends in office or one's age, but the vision, the heart for the people, and the strength of belief in unity, stability, and transformation one has for the people they lead and their country. You've seen people in European nations rising up against their leadership, and even some of the leaders resigning after failing to stand to the pressure. However, President Museveni has proved to be a resilient leader with bags of solutions to the problems of Uganda. Uganda and Africa in general have benefited a great deal from his continued guidance and wise leadership. Therefore, Ugandans should not be blamed when they fight early about who should lead them beyond 2026.
The Katwe Salt Lake in Kasese district is currently flooded, a situation that is affecting the lives of thousands that depend on salt mining and trade. The mayor, Katwe Kabatoro Town Council, Kananura John Bosco, says salt extractors have now turned to fishing in shallow waters of Lake Edward.
Has a population of about 15,000 people, and you can look at a number of about 10,000 all having works here in the salt works. Katwe Kabatoro, as it's known, much of its economy depends and rotates upon the Lake Katwe Salt Lake. And as we talk now, the whole salt lake is flooded. The salt pans that people use to get salt which they put on the market to help them meet their daily wants and demands are all flooded. Our estimates for this financial year, just from this market alone of the salt, has been 696, but by the look of things, when you look at the flooded salt pans and the lake itself, it simply means that it will be, by God's grace, for us to be able to receive even something like 250 or 300 million.
It has actually affected us negatively because of production. Sometimes back, a person could come with 3 bags or 2 bags, which is not of current.
Sunshine season, the depth of the lake is between 3 and 5 feet, but now it is in 7-8 feet. So there we have a challenge, the challenge of extracting amount. Now we bring less than those days.
So that means that our youth who have their livelihood on this salt lake will now go for the alternative of Lake Edward, and they will involve in illegal fishing. And definitely when you do offshore illegal fishing, then the crocodiles are also going to feast on them.
Twageze hamwe mbera mu Katwe saa zinu nimbe muno mbwire bwenje ati so kubihati hanu ati no yiza muzindi mirimo kanyonye nakapicipici kange nigezo kuvuga kurako kunanyo nabaho ngomuntu bitu hanu noja kurambura kurura mwanya nko kuguryo no so kujya mbitu stinora twareba abantu bana babezire ukora bitu abamezi tabasobora kujya mugaba mingi
juzi nagenda mu trade microfinance n'india yoloni nizitekamu ukade ndoza ngabuna kufiridemu nezinali ninaze nyini nganzi ukade ngamukaga n'ekitundu nabo ira wafiramu.
And our research reveals that women are not participating fully in media debates and avenues available. A study conducted by Mama Africa in partnership with Network for Women in Politics revealed that most stories that have been told about women have focused more on challenges they face than their success stories.
Research conducted by Network of Women in Politics reveals that whereas media avenues and platforms for debate are available, women have not fully taken advantage of the situation to advance their agenda in the media.
Because there are so many women out there that are not getting spaces. There are so many male-dominated panels right now, and sometimes the reason is that women do not have the confidence. There is a perception already that is going on that women are weak, they are not good debaters, they will not have that content, they do not have statistics, which you people from the media are always looking out for.
Presenting a report at the Women in Politics Media Expo in Kampala, the Director of Dialogue and Democracy, Henry Kasacha, said that media portrayal of women has a substantial impact on how the public perceives politics.
Some of the stereotypes is that women have been looked at, number one, as just mothers, and people reduce them to simply mothers. And the fact that women are considered to be mothers, it creates a societal perception and expectation. They do not expect them to vie for serious issues that has not necessarily to do with the upbringing of children. Women have been, there has been a perception that if women are not married, then they are likely to be engaged in extra affairs within politics.
The report also reveals that few women journalists report on political and controversial issues, ranging from demonstrations, limited participation of panel discussions for TV and radio.
There has been a high dominance of male in the media, purposely because the media environment has not been very smooth. For the last couple of years, I think there has been too much perceived harassment and violence against journalists. And of course, gender violence, by their own nature, women are not so prone to violence. So chances are that the violence that we see on journalists, being meted on journalists, is also having a big drive to drive women out of politics.
A mysterious fire has gutted a business house near Starbucks petrol station along Hoima-Kaiso-Tonya Road, destroying property worth millions of shillings in Lusaka Lower in Hoima City. The fire is said to have been caused by a suspected lit charcoal stove in one of the boutiques.
A fire that gutted a business house in Hoima-Kaiso-Tonya Road burnt salons, a sports betting center, youth center and a boutique. Bob Mwesije, one of the residents, says the fire started from a boutique of Nalumaga Baryesima, the Hoima City Deputy Mayor, and extended to rooms where jerry cans of diesel were being kept. Hilda Tulinda, an eyewitness, says that border cyclists alerted her about the fire outbreak, which started from one of the behind rooms.
Alerted me from the shop. The borders came and said, "You girl, you're burning. The house is burning. Can you come out?"
Residents have appealed to government to give them one more firefighting vehicle because they find difficulties in putting down such fires.
It's continuing. We request the government to add us with some trucks, these extinguishing trucks, because the one truck is not enough for us. This is a big city.
Nothing there is beyond imagine what even I cannot expect.
Alex Wawire, the police commander, Hoima Central Police Station, said that police fire brigade has saved lots of property and investigations to establish the cause of the fire have commenced.
Quickly, and that's why you see that the situation is now contained. We thank the general public. It has been also so responsive. As we are fighting, they are also helping us. We are doing it alongside our community, which is very good.
By the time of filing this report, the aggrieved businessmen and women were at the scene trying to sort out their burnt property.
Quick break. When we return, more details. Lunchtime news.
MTN presents Tugende mu-chika Day at Kampala Serena Hotel on Saturday, 3rd December 2022. Standard tickets go for 100k, gold 300k, and 3 million for platinum. Pay 90,000 shillings if you pay using MTN mobile money. Remember, this is only applicable to ordinary tickets. Featuring Eddie Away, Chance Nalubega, Sweet Kid, Kabiye Semboga, Akiki Romeo, Betty Pologoma, Ziggy D, Lady Mariam, Tina Tine, Abdumulasi, and featuring Aveka Band. All this at Kampala Serena Hotel. For reservations, call 0785-961-910. Dress code Retro Style. Sponsored by Elderly Network Foundation, Coca-Cola, Al Breweries Limited, Kadanke, and MTN.
Welcome to the Living Room Stadium. It's the FIFA World Cup. The match is about to start. Food and drink ready. There's no space left for anyone. Come on, get your lucky chair. Take your usual spot. Even the puppy has one. It's preparation time. You can feel the tension in the air. And do you have everything you need to believe?
Get connected today with the My Airtel 4G smartphone, the most affordable smartphone in Uganda. You get to enjoy free 1 GB for 1 whole year. My Airtel 4G smartphone, your best value for money. Visit the nearest Airtel outlet today and get one at only 250,000 Uganda shillings. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. Now in business news, the State Minister for Investment and Privatization, Evelyn Anite, has launched a 3-year fundraising drive for the Imara Women's Center as part of the activities to mark 27 years of the Forum for Women in Democracy. The $7.8 million fundraising drive was held at Serena Hotel, Kampala.
Women receiving euros. Thank you, Madam Patricia. Wow, that's so good.
The ever-decreasing donor support to most of Uganda's civil society organizations calls for an urgent need for the same organizations to devise alternative ways of supporting themselves in order to reduce the donor dependency syndrome. Members of the Forum for Women in Democracy, Forward, a pro-women rights civil society organization, have launched a mega 3-year fundraising drive for the Imara Women's Center, which is budgeted to cost over $7.8 million. The State Minister for Investment and Privatization, Evelyn Anite, who is also among the beneficiaries of the Forward programs, presided over the launch at Serena Kampala Hotel.
Community. So this Imara Women's Center is very, very important because it's broadened the scope and it's giving a home for the women in Uganda. And for me, I'm very excited because, as you know, the population of women in Uganda is growing, and the challenges that the women keep on facing in this country is still huge, and there is no better place than having the Imara Women's Center for the women to all come together.
The Forward Executive Director, Patricia Munabi, explained the significance of having the new center, which would be based in Kasangati. Imara is a Swahili word for bold, strong, and firm.
When we started this work 27 years ago, we were a post-crisis country. We were coming out of conflict, and now we are going to middle income, and this means that the amount of resources that we get is likely to dwindle when we get to a middle income country. So we thought about the Imara Women's Center as an initiative that will enable us to sustain the work that we are doing on gender equality and women's rights, bearing in mind the gaps that I have talked about and the issues that still pertain.
Some women parliamentarians who attended the function pledged to mobilize their fellow women at various levels in society to generously contribute to the cause.
When you talk about the Honourables Winnie Byanyima, every Ugandan can believe that there is a milestone. There is a very big job that they've done unto this country when it comes to women in leadership. As a member of parliament from Ebola County, I'm going to ensure that 5,000 women from my area, and by the way, not only women, contribute at least 5,000 shillings to this cause.
Forward was formed in 1995 by some women rights leaders in the Constituent Assembly by then, led by Winnie Byanyima, Tesla Jamwa, among others. Edward Colin Juko for UBC, Kampala.
And a normal hotel, Kampala, has marked 1 year anniversary in Uganda. According to the investors, Uganda's operating environment has been tough due to COVID-19 pandemic and other internal as well as external factors. However, they are optimistic of steady recovery as the situation returns to normalcy globally.
From our first hotel opening in Dakar about 11 years ago, we set out with a very ambitious, courageous, or crazy vision. We had a dream, and that dream was to create a leading Pan-African lifestyle brand from scratch. And I think what we can say is that today we have, in one way, shape, or form, achieved that, both as investors, so we do put our money where it is that we put our mouth, and as operators. It's been mentioned we have 22 properties today spanning, across Africa, and I think one of the things that the team should be proud of and that we're definitely proud of is that we've connected the different Africas. Africa is not one entity, it's a diversity of many different countries and cultures which we try to embrace, and I think as a group we've managed to connect the Anglophone, the Francophone, the East, the West, the North, and the South. We still have lots to do, and we will do that. But I think it's a great, starting point. Today it is my great pleasure to be celebrating with you, esteemed guests, the 1 year birthday, so exactly I think 1 year birthday, 1 year and 1 month birthday of Onomo Kampala. This is our latest creation, this is our latest baby. We're obviously super proud, and I think that we're going to be doing still more to improve it under the leadership and the stewardship of our captain, my captain. Our desire was always, to promote the diversity and the breadth in the Africas.
Happy birthday!
The Korean government has launched a campaign to check the transmission of tick-borne disease from resistant ticks, leading to the loss of livestock. During the training, farmers were tipped on proper tick management after receiving over 200 Frisian heifers from the Korean International Cooperation Agency.
Farmers in a cattle corridor affected by the tick-borne disease transmitted by the resistant ticks, leading to the loss of livestock.
It is really big because even National Drug Authority came and sensitized, because almost it was an alarm in the central region, and mainly since they are smallholder farmers, they have not been in for business.
This is due to poor management of ticks by farmers, a gap that the Korean International Cooperation Agency is trying to bridge in central Uganda.
They leave some patches to graze, and we have limited land. So as is grazing, they graze around 5 people in the same land. As is spraying, others don't. So he gets the ticks, and the ticks treating tick-borne diseases here is expensive.
During the training on tick management, farmers received over 200 Frisian heifers and were later tipped on.
This project targeting to the gender equality as well. So we support some women and youth to generate some income, generate their business and to increase their income as well.
The beneficiaries are optimistic that the training is very timely as the region grapples with tick resistance.
We are looking at the structures and the basic necessities that are required to have in a home before you receive this cow. And in these necessities, we are looking at the structures themselves. That's the shed where we are going to house our animal. Then the cleaning of that shelter where our animal is going to be living. Then we are looking also at the feeding trays where it is going to have its food. on a daily basis.
They also thanked the Korean government for the timely support, describing it as a life changer.
Our animals can be used as a daily income, and if we feed them well, we've been taught that this animal can generate at least 15,000 on a daily basis in our homes.
It is like a send cow project. After receiving yours, you have to look after it nicely. Then after giving birth, you send it to a friend or a neighbor.
Establishment of sustainable model villages in Uganda is being piloted in the districts of Impigi, Mityana in central Uganda. Joseph Oko, UBC.
The growth of mobile money is rising rapidly in Africa due to difficulties accessing traditional financial services. Now, 40% of Uganda's population remains unbanked, while conversely 30 million mobile money accounts were registered in the country last year. Although mobile money provides an alternative to regular banking, there are limitations. Debit cards are not provided as standard, often coming with an upfront fee which limits customers' ability to make online payments. Now, having already successfully launched Chipa Card in Nigeria, Chipa is now using its proven digital wallet and card capability to empower Uganda and connect customers to the global economy. This was revealed during the announcement of the Uganda winner for their Africa to the World Spend to Win campaign as the company celebrated the local launch of its Chipa Card product.
I am confident to tell you that the Chipa Card is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Uganda. All your monies, all your transactions, everything you do on the Chipa Card is safe and sound on the Chipa wallet. Empowering Ugandans to make purchases online, to make purchases in the convenience of your homes, convenience of your phone. And strong on it is purchases that are highly secure, because you don't have to access or expose your bank account for you to make a Chipa Card transaction, because the card is funded from your mobile wallet. For those that run budget line, I mean you know what to spend within a week. The Chipa Card is the best for her to use, because this platform allows you to fund exactly what you want to spend on.
Our mantras at Chipa is unlocking global opportunities for the people of Africa and beyond. And we are so cognizant of the fact that sports is one way to unlock global opportunities. And so with that, we have what we call the Spend to Win campaign winner, which is the Spend to Win campaign is part of what we've called Africa to the World campaign, which is a broad umbrella campaign for the World Cup campaign, getting a fully paid expense trip to Doha, Qatar. Elaine Majezi and Samuel Ayetu.
Beginning with what this was a scam, you know, when they call you and you're like, you've won and you really weren't trying to win. Like when he called me, I went and Googled you on Facebook, you know, women become investigators. And I was like, I went and found out who you are, just to make sure you're not scamming me. But honestly, for the Chipa cash, I've been waiting for it, I think. Yeah.
Well, and that does it for Lunchtime News. Thank you for sticking around. I am Rhoda Ngonzi. Have yourselves a lovely afternoon.